Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely. Not as mere observers, but as witnesses to a moment that changed everything. The scales of justice were summoned, and the gavel fell. Judge Thomas dared to question my presidency, declaring, Traoré is in violation, his mandate illegitimate. But his words, meant to strike me down, backfired. Judge Thomas, you sought to sway the world, but instead, you stirred the soul of Burkina Faso. Did you not see? Your challenge echoed far beyond courtrooms, through every home, every village, every city. You thought you would shake us, but all you did was ignite our resolve. And you misjudged the man you sought to break. When I took the helm of Burkina Faso, it was not for glory, not for ambition. I rose because my people were suffocating under a system built to crush them. Those before me, the so-called democratic leaders, were puppets. They danced to the tunes of Paris, Washington, Brussels. They flung open our doors to foreign corporations, letting them plunder our gold, strip our land, leaving behind empty pits and starving villages. Our children perished while our uranium lit up French cities. Our soil was stripped bare while our people starved. Was I to stand idle? Was I to wait for a savior who would never come? No, I chose to act. Let me be blunt. You call me a usurper, a strongman. You whisper that I serve only the elite. But who truly serves the elite? Judge Thomas. You sit in your pristine robes, cloaking ambition in legal jargon, ruling not for me, but for them. The foreign corporations, the vultures of finance, the distant capitals bleeding us dry. You speak of corruption, but for whom? For the lobbyists? For the oppressors who demanded legal cover to empty our coffers? Call it a coup if it comforts you. Label it illegitimate if it helps you sleep. But my people know the truth. They know power was taken back, not stolen. Sovereignty was reclaimed, not overthrown. They know I serve no foreign master, only them. And no American court has the right to say otherwise. When I seized power, it was not to oppress, but to liberate. The blood of our ancestors runs through me. Their memory demands we protect what is ours. Our soil, our water, our gold, our future. What use is a presidency if our nation's lifeblood is siphoned off to pay foreign debts, to fill foreign reserves? No, I stood because silence meant betrayal. Judge Thomas, you question legitimacy? I ask, what is legitimacy if not the voice of the people? The working mother in Ouagadougou, the farmer in Banfora, the child dreaming of a future free from hunger. You rule by paperwork. I rule by the people. The day I declared myself president, I did so after every other path failed. I did what the Constitution could not, what the corrupted institutions refused. I stood for sovereignty, not just of state, but of spirit. To those who call me rash, I say, better a firm hand than a feeble compromise. While they negotiated in air-conditioned rooms abroad, our wealth was shipped away. While they cast votes in foreign capitals, our minerals were stripped. That is the real illegitimacy, not standing up, but lying down. Now, under my leadership, we forge a new path. You ask, what is your vision, Mr. President? I see Burkina Faso rising, not on borrowed money, but on the strength of our own resources. Our gold will fill our vaults, not foreign banks. Our cotton will be refined here, creating jobs, not sold raw for pennies. Our sun, our water, our people, we will harness them all. I will make Burkina Faso West Africa's top economy, not from pride, but to restore dignity. Judge Thomas, you call me a coup-maker, but history will remember you differently. When I took power, this nation was bleeding, drowning in debt, predatory deals, imported poverty. I acted so we wouldn't bleed out. I didn't usurp power. I took back what was always ours. You wonder, why did he choose to rule? You ask with suspicion, as if my motives were greed or ego. You are wrong. I stepped forward because silence was no longer an option. While we debated protocols, our nation was gutted. While we whispered pleasantries, our wealth was stolen in broad daylight. I chose to rule because the looting wouldn't stop itself. Understand this. The predators were already inside. The IMF, the World Bank, the offshore financiers, the corporations. They came not with tanks, but with contracts. Not with guns, but with poison jargon. They called it globalization. They lied. It's for your development. They signed deals that let them take our gold, manganese, copper, leaving us with dust. Were we to applaud? Call it investment? No. I chose to rule because past leaders bowed too often. They traded sovereignty for crumbs. They flew to Paris, Brussels, Washington, begging for loans with chains attached. And what did we get? Nothing. Numbers on paper, growth, investment, stability. But behind them, hunger, unemployment, mothers dying, schools crumbling, youth fleeing. I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't tell our elders, who fought for independence, that we were still colonized. Just under a new name, economic slavery. Judge Thomas, that's what you defend. You call my presidency illegal, but was it ever legal to sell a nation's future? I didn't rise to be polite. I rose because we are being robbed. The thieves came as partners. They watched us comply. They saw our leaders hesitate. They warned us, don't nationalize. Don't regulate. Don't speak of sovereignty. It's outdated. I say, if sovereignty is outdated, then we are nothing but tenants in our own land. So yes, I chose to rule. I broke the silence. I stood where others sat. Because inaction is betrayal. Silence in the face of theft is complicity. They'll say I broke the rules. I ask, who wrote those rules? Who benefits? When the law shields thieves and stabs the poor, breaking it isn't a crime, it's duty. This wasn't about power. It was about reclaiming a stolen destiny. Our gold belongs to us. Our uranium belongs to us. Our land, our rivers, our air, all of it is ours. And until I took office, no one dared say it. The world order wasn't built for us. It favors those who already have everything. So when a nation like ours stands, they call us unstable, authoritarian, populist. Why? Because we refuse to die quietly. Let me be clear. I will not apologize for loving my country more than I fear criticism. I will not kneel before the architects of our poverty. I chose to rule because someone had to say enough. You speak of democracy? What democracy exists when foreign powers pick our leaders, control our economy, and steal our future? That's not democracy, it's puppetry. And I am no puppet. I answer to my people, to history. I chose to rule because I saw what waiting brings. Nothing. Empty promises. Decades of delay. So I said, if not now, when? If not us, who? Judge Thomas, to you and the world. I do not apologize. I do not retreat. I do not doubt. This path is hard, but it is right. As long as I breathe, I will stand for Burkina Faso, for our dignity, for true independence, not on paper, but in our soil, our economy, our souls. That is why I chose to rule. My people deserve a leader who fears God, but fears no man. I don't invoke God lightly. He is my judge, not foreign powers, not bureaucrats, not cowards who sell our future behind closed doors. I fear no nation, no agency, no debt masters. Those debts were traps set by thieves. To those who try to blackmail us with dependency, I say, our soul is not for sale. I fear no weakling at home, no shadow figure trading our birthright for favors. They are not leaders. They are traitors. What do I fear? Weakness. The kind that lets injustice become routine. That teaches our children to dream small, to flee. That is what I fight. And I will fight, as long as Burkina Faso stands. The erosion of pride is the erosion of resistance. When a people lose their pride, they lose the will to fight. And when the will to fight vanishes, freedom dies silently in the shadows. They trained our judges in foreign capitals. They brought them back, draped in robes of borrowed justice, fluent in laws they did not write, loyal to systems they dare not question. Now, these men sit in courtrooms, reciting clauses like sacred verses, interpreting justice in the language of our former colonizers. But let me be clear, I do not fear these courtrooms. Let them issue their rulings, draft their verdicts, summon their officials. Let them come. I do not fear them because I do not recognize their moral authority over a struggle they never joined. A courtroom that ignores the cries of its people is nothing but a theater of illusions. And I do not tremble before the declarations of foreign capitals, whether Paris, Washington, London, or Brussels. Let them write what they will. Let them call me a dictator. Let them impose travel bans, freeze accounts, threaten sanctions. They have done it before. They will do it again. But I did not take power to win their approval. It is time to reclaim what they tried to erase. Our dignity, our control, our right to live free from the permission of those who once enslaved us and now mask their domination in diplomatic words. Yet there is one fear I hold deeply, truly, without shame. I fear the death of hope in my people. I fear waking to a nation that no longer believes in itself. A people who have abandoned dreams of greatness, who no longer trust that change is possible. A youth who trade ambition for escape, who see the ocean as more promising than their own soil. That is my nightmare. That is what keeps me awake. Because when hope dies, revolutions crumble, movements collapse, and even truth falls silent. Hope is our final weapon, and I dread the day it is extinguished. That is why I took power boldly, not through whispers or backroom deals. I came with purpose because Burkina Faso had reached its breaking point. We were circling the drain, selling our souls piece by piece under the illusion of development. Our budgets were dictated from abroad. Our priorities were set by consultants who never walked our streets. Our resources were priced by foreign hands. Our policies were tailored for foreign applause. And our youth were told to wait patiently while their futures burned to ash. Enough. My ancestors did not resist colonial rule just for us to trade one master for another. They did not bleed so we could live meekly under the boot of global financiers. They fought for this land, not for dirt, but for life, for identity, for the right to build without begging. And I will hold this presidency with the same ferocity. Because this office is not mine alone, it is a promise. A promise to those buried in unmarked graves who died resisting the first invaders. A promise to those who marched for independence, who organized in secret, who spoke when speech was punished. A promise to the children of this soil who still believe, against all odds, that greatness is possible here, not just elsewhere. I will not fail them. And to those who doubt, who hesitate, who wonder if I will bend, listen closely. I am not here to manage decay. I am here to reverse it. I am not here to negotiate with thieves. I am here to expose them. I am not here to be liked. I am here to lead. And if that unsettles some, good. Real change should unsettle. Revolution is not a dinner party. It is a reckoning. Let the world hear this. Burkina Faso is no one's experiment. We are not a charity case, not a market, not a puppet regime waiting for foreign hands to pull our strings. We are a nation of history, strength, and unbreakable resilience. This presidency is a fire in the darkness, a flame that will not be smothered by foreign reports, biased media, or cowardly judges with foreign loyalties. It will burn, and it will light our way forward. I fear God. I fear disappointing my people, but I fear nothing and no one else. And I will not stop until we stand tall again, not as a shadow of what we were, but as a beacon of what we must become. Who will stand with me? Those who call us stepchildren of the world have no place in this movement. We are rightful heirs of this soil. We will process our own resources. We will manufacture here. We will build here. We will educate here. We will decide here. And as for Judge Thomas, his intimidation only fuels us. His courtroom spectacle forced us to unite, to see that our collective will is stronger than any judicial decree. His mistake? Thinking law is just ink on paper. But in our land, law is the heartbeat of the people. You tried to challenge me, and you only strengthened my mandate. Let me be clear, I did not rise to rule gently. I did not rise to negotiate our surrender. I did not rise to uphold the status quo. I rose to challenge, to disrupt, to rebuild, to shine. I say it without apology, without hesitation, without sugarcoating it for those who prefer silent servitude over righteous struggle. This is not a time for gentleness. This is war. Gentleness is for nations at peace, for societies that have already secured their freedom. We are not there yet, and I refuse to pretend otherwise just to comfort the comfortable. I rose not to soothe the privileged, but to awaken the silenced. Do you know what it means to negotiate your own decline? To smile while your resources are signed away? To watch foreign consultants lecture?